It looks like a beautiful day. No clouds in the sky. Nice, sunny, warm day. Looks like is a phrase that native English speakers often use to say, I guess, or I predict. Now, I usually get up at the crack of dawn, and today I didn't, but the crack of dawn means maybe 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I got up around 7. And now it's time for my third cup of coffee. I'm a bit of a coffee addict, a coffee holic, a coffee freak. So I'd like to invite you to join me and Portis for an English lesson where we talk about some advanced English vocabulary and phrases that you need to know for fluency. Do you want to speak English more like a native English speaker? Then you need to use the advanced vocabulary and phrases just like a native speaker does. Guess what? I'm here to help you in this lesson, so let's go. Now, what if I told you that you can learn to speak English fluently from the comfort of your own home 24/7 and get a cash reward for it? I'm going to tell you how if you stick around until the end of this video. And if you don't want to stick around until the end, well, there is a link in the description that you can click on about the Lingoda Language Marathon. Check it out while you listen to this lesson if you like to do two things at once. Now for more advanced English phrases. Already I mentioned the phrases look like, crack of dawn, and coffee holic or coffee addict or coffee freak. We can also use these phrases with other things like chocoholic for chocolate or chocolate addict or chocolate freak. You can really use these phrases creatively to talk about something that you are obsessed with. So let's try repeating these phrases along with me to practice your pronunciation. And I want to encourage you to practice writing your own sentences using these advanced vocabulary phrases in the comments, because I'm going to choose one lucky comment to win a digital copy of my English Fluency Formula audio ebook. In next week's video, I will announce the winner. So make sure you practice, it's good for you, and you have a chance to win a free audio ebook that will help you with your English fluency. To make do. Recently, I bought some really cheap pots and pans. I was trying to save money. After using them once, they were ruined. They were wrecked. And so I really couldn't make do with these pots and pans that were falling apart. So I bought new ones. I ended up spending twice as much money, but I couldn't make do without having pots or pans. So I had to buy new ones. To make do is to be okay with or to survive with. To make do without is to survive without something. So in my example, because I like to cook a lot, I couldn't make do without good quality pots and pans. I really like this phrase, to cross my T's and dot my I's, or I could say to cross your T's and dot your I's. This means to be thorough. So for example, if you are running your own business, you really need to make sure to cross your T's and dot your I's, meaning to be thorough and detailed. If you are taking a test, be sure to cross your T's and dot your I's. This doesn't mean literally to cross your T's and dot your I's when you're writing. It means to be thorough, to review your work for errors and make sure that you don't have any. The next time you're writing an essay or an email or doing something important like filling out an application for a new job, make sure to cross your T's and dot your I's. Make sure there's no mistakes. Another phrase that I thought of that's advanced and also very common for native speakers to use, don't let it slip through the cracks, or some people say fall through the cracks. If you forgot to do something, you might say, I'm sorry, it just slipped through the cracks. So recently, I'll share a personal story. I was supposed to receive a tax refund, and I've been calling to check on this refund for several months, and the representative told me, I'm sorry, it just slipped through the cracks. Well, okay, but we need to resolve it. So don't let anything slip through the cracks if it's important. To slip through the cracks means that it was forgotten. Maybe you didn't prioritize that thing, but if it's important, you better not let it slip or fall through the cracks. This morning I was reading the news and reading headlines. I came across a headline that said, during the global pandemic and our quarantine situation, moms often shoulder the burden of more household chores. So to shoulder, this is your shoulder, right? Means that you bear the burden or you have more responsibility for something. So if you shoulder something, it means that you are carrying that weight. You're responsible for it. Have you had to shoulder some additional responsibility lately? Maybe more cleaning or more work from home? This is a great one to use as an example. What have you had to shoulder more of, or maybe less of lately? To back. Now, back is a word that we can use in so many different phrases and phrasal verbs. Of course, this is your back here. To use this as a verb, to back something means to support it. So I read another news article this morning suggesting that we should back local businesses that are helping us survive through this global pandemic situation that we have these days. So who do you back? What businesses do you back? Do you back a local business? Maybe you back a person. Do you back or support a local leader or a political candidate? These are all good ways to use the verb to back. I back you. I support you. Here's a fun one. A sight for sore eyes. A sight for sore eyes means something or someone that you are extremely pleased to see. So last month, I spent most of the month apart from my boyfriend. He was in Los Angeles and I was in Missouri working on some real estate projects. So when I returned to Los Angeles, I said, "Aren't you a sight for sore eyes?" Or in other words, I'm very happy to see you. So what is a sight for sore eyes for you? Maybe something that you haven't seen for a long time, or someone you haven't seen for a long time, or something that you would really enjoy seeing or experiencing or having. Another few vocabulary words I want to tell you about are sketchy, dodgy, and iffy. These are all very similar and we can use them in similar situations. For example, last week I was looking at possibly purchasing a house, but when I went to look at it, the neighborhood was really sketchy. It was really dodgy. It was really iffy, meaning I'm not sure about the safety of the neighborhood. It was questionable. So sketchy, dodgy, or iffy all mean questionable. You're not sure about how good they are. You have doubts. So you can use this for anything, really. Maybe you were looking at a new job opportunity, but the terms of the contract were sketchy, dodgy, or iffy. What is something that you would find sketchy, dodgy, or iffy? This is a good one to try your own example for. Now, remember I said I went to go look at a house that I was maybe interested in purchasing, but it was also lackluster. When I saw inside this home, it was lackluster. It was nothing special. It also needed new paint and new carpet, so it really didn't stand out. Lackluster means it's lacking in something. Luster is shine or brilliance. So if it lacks luster, or if it is lackluster, it means it's really nothing special, nothing to write home about, which is another phrase that my mother used to always use. That's nothing to write home about, meaning it's nothing special. You don't need to tell everyone about it. It's just boring or nothing really excellent. Now, another thing I'm thinking about doing is buying a car soon. I've actually been without a car for a few years and I miss it. So I've been thinking about getting a new one, and I have a list of specifics, things I'm looking for in the car, and I think I found one that checks all the boxes. This car checks all the boxes, like it is economic and it is new and it has low mileage and it's a color I like. So I have all of these requirements. Those are boxes to check. So I think I found a car that fits the requirements, or in other words, it checks all the boxes. So maybe you're looking for a new job and you need to make a certain amount of money, work in a certain location, maybe work from home. Maybe you're looking for a job in a certain field that will help you to grow your career. These are all boxes to check. So is there something that you're looking for, some boxes that you need to check? Now, the car that I've found advertised is a little more expensive than I was wanting to pay, but I think it's worth it. Worth it means that the value is there. So even though you might have to pay a little more or work a little harder, it's worth it. It has low mileage, it's a newer model, and it's clean, and there's only one owner so far. So I think it's worth it. I can deal with the more expensive price tag. To deal with something means to be responsible for something or to be okay with it. If you make a mess, you need to deal with it. If you want a nice car, you need to pay the price and deal with it. If you take on responsibilities, you need to deal with them. What's something that you need to deal with? Now, the car that I found also has an upgraded sound system. It's not something that I was looking for necessarily, but it's a nice cherry on top. It's the icing on the cake, and it makes me even want this car more because I can imagine myself putting on my music and singing along to my favorite songs while I cruise around town or drive around town. So the icing on the cake, or the cherry on top, means something that is a nice bonus. So this morning I was checking Facebook and I saw a friend of mine post. I was really worried about her because she thought that she might have coronavirus, but she said she got tested, it was negative, and now she got over the flu symptoms that she was having. To get over an illness means that you are well, you are better, you have passed through any kind of bad symptoms that you're having. To get over also could be emotionally getting over something. If you had a breakup or maybe you lost your job, when you're feeling emotionally upset, you need to get over something that was a difficult, challenging situation in order to feel better emotionally or physically. So this is a very useful phrasal verb. Is there something that you've had to get over, something you've had to deal with emotionally? Gosh, you could use several of these advanced English phrases in your example. In fact, I think that I'm going to choose a comment that uses the most of these advanced English phrases as possible, because I want you to practice as much as you can, make use of this English lesson, and build your English skills. Use the phrases from this lesson and you will be improving your English. Now, if you want to become fluent, if you want to seriously improve your English speaking skills, well, that's more like a marathon. It's not something that you do one day and you're suddenly fluent. It's your training over time that really helps you to develop the lifelong skills in English that you want and need for success. So let's talk about the Lingoda Language Marathon. You can choose from a 3-month, 6-month, or 12-month program. When you choose the 12-month program, they guarantee that you will improve one full level in English. But you can also take the marathon in business English, Spanish, French, or German if you'd like to explore another language. Lingoda is awesome because you can study from anywhere, anytime. Their class schedules are flexible. So if you want to study on a Sunday morning or a Friday night, well, that's up to you to choose the session that works best for you and your life. Their teachers are native speakers and they're trained and they're expert in what they do. That's what I like about Lingoda too. Not only can I choose when I want to study from the comfort of my own home, but I know that their teachers are good at what they do and they will guide me in my practice of the language that I'm learning. Also, if you choose this 6 or 12-month Lingoda Marathon, you will get a free Cambridge certificate exam to show your English skills. There are more than 500 structured lessons that help you learn grammar, speaking, listening, pronunciation, and all the skills you need. So why is Lingoda a great choice for you to train your English speaking skills? With this Lingoda Language Marathon, if you attend 90% or more of your classes, you get 400 euros cash back. So that's a pretty good reward for reaching your goals. The Lingoda Language Marathon classes cost less than regular in-person class tuition, about 6 euros per class. The classes are small group classes with an average size of 3 students each. And you save time and money when you don't have to commute to a class. These days, you're probably stuck at home anyway, so it's a great chance to learn from home on your own with the help of Lingoda. So if you're thinking about it but you're not sure, I would encourage you to check out Lingoda's Instagram profile where you can see how their marathon program has helped other language learners like you. To get started, click on the link below in the description and choose either a 7-day free trial, completely free, or 50 euros off of your first month of lessons. You can choose one or the other. So if you want to get started for free, try the free trial. If you want a discount, a big discount off of your first month of lessons, use my coupon code, which is also in the description below. So you have 2 great options to start. Personally, I would probably choose the 50 euro discount because that's going to help you save more over the entire month and give you more time learning. 1 week is not really a long time to learn, although if you just want to try it out to see what the lessons feel like, that's also a good option to just get started and try it out. I hope that you take advantage of this opportunity. If you have any questions about the Lingoda Marathon, you can post those in the comments as well. And don't forget to practice using these phrases that I taught you today in the comments because I will be choosing one lucky commenter to win the English Fluency Formula audio ebook, which I will announce next week. So make sure to subscribe here to Go Natural English so that you don't miss next week's lesson. I might be announcing you as the winner. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like and let me know what you thought of the lesson. It means a lot to me and it helps us to keep Go Natural English going and growing. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.